This week on Cars and Things Restos, we've got another rescue. Welcome to Summit X35! Welcome to Summit X36! Welcome back to Cars and Things Restos. Alrighty. Yes, we have another rescue. This is one of Travis's other cars. His VL Calais. I worked on this a long time ago when he first got it. It had a turbo issue then. It wouldn't make boost. And to be honest with you, it was a little bit out of my league. I haven't played, well, not out of my league, but I hadn't played with turbos much, so I really didn't know what I was doing. I had to look into it. But he took it in to get a roadworthy. What I found when I had it here, someone had been playing with it and there was problems with the airflow sensor and stuff like that. And I fixed all that and I got it running pretty reasonable. He took it in to get it roadworthied and they said the turbo was stuffed, which, well, must have been something like that because it wouldn't build boost. So they said, oh, we'll replace it all for you. So he said, all right, go ahead. So they got stuck into it and they put a new turbo on it. Let's grab a light. So they put new exhaust manifold on it. It's got a Garrett. I think we looked at the part. I think it was 58 mil. I don't know. It's pretty reasonable size Garrett turbo on it. Rajab Racing exhaust manifold, and they've got some stainless pipe being welded up, and they put an intercooler on it as well, which is pretty cool. It's fairly big. It does sit fairly low though. You want to be careful going over speed humps with it. Anyway, it looks like a pretty nice job. I wouldn't say it's unreal. There's a few little things that need attention. Like, have a look at that clamp down there rubbing on the pipe. The intake, they've got just coming straight out of the turbo, running down there, which it needs to come up through here. So I need to change all that. So it's probably needs a bit more work. Now, the reason it's here is because Travis took this in there over a year ago. I'm not sure exactly how long, he's telling me. And it's taken over a year just to get to this stage. And apparently they got it running, they took it out, and they wound some boost into it, and it went pop. When I say it went pop, we believe it's blown a head gasket. I can see it's chuffing out here, so it's done something wrong. And he was a little bit over him. It taken so long, and it cost him a lot of money to do that, which he's spewing now because I've got a turbo sitting up in there that I could have put on it, which I have to do a turbo build at some stage. But anyway, it's here for me to repair. So I'm going to rip the head off it and see what damage it's done. Hopefully it's just a head gasket. The plan is if it's just a head gasket, we're going to take the head into Damo. We're going to get Damo to check all the head out, make sure it's okay. We might even get him to port it and polish it and give it a bit of love. And then we'll get it back here. I'm going to put a Cometic 3-layer head gasket in it. I'm going to put head studs in it, so we're going to give it the best chance we can. I'm going to put a new fuel pressure reg on it. It's only got the standard one. We're going to put one of our adjustable Aeroflow ones on it that we use. We'll put that on it, and we'll give it some love, and we'll change it up. We may even change that silicone hose there to a black one, make it look decent. And my other plan is to bring this pipe, we're going to get it 90 degree and bring it up here and try and fit the original air box. We'll see how we go. If I can't get a 90 degree to come through here, I might have to do some pie cuts or something like that, and to get it come up past this. I don't think that's a big deal, that hose running around there. I don't know too yet until we suss it out, but it is what it is. Anyway, so Trav's got it back. He's got it to us. Oh, that's all right. They had to put a new radiator in it too. Apparently the radiator was cactus and no water pump, and this went on and on and on. And the poor bugger shelled out a shitload to get this to where it is. I feel a bit sorry for him, but it's what some companies do. They just keep asking for more and more money and keep doing more and more things, and to the stage where you go, you know what, I've had enough. I don't want you to do anymore. But it is what it is. Yeah, especially when it takes over a year to do. Look, to do something like that, that shouldn't take any more than a week, I reckon. Maybe 2 weeks. But, you know, there's fucking 38 hours in a week blokes work in a business like that. It shouldn't take a year to do that sort of work. That's just crazy. I know you got to wait for parts and stuff like that. You know, so let's say you had to wait a month for parts. Still not a year. But anyway, it is what it is. Alrighty, I better get this thing apart. Also, it's a bit chilly in here this morning. Also, guys, this is not going to be a how-to fix video, as this is actually, I haven't got the time to film it and show you what I'm going to do and all that sort of stuff. I need to get it up and gunning for him. So I'll just do some videos as I go along, showing you where we're at when I get it apart, and you know, see what the damage is and get it back together and running. Alrighty, we'll see how we go. Thank you. Heads off, and it's definitely it's definitely gone. It's blown through in number 6. Number 3 and 2 aren't real flash either. It's got a little bit of corrosion on the head around there near the sealing ring. That probably going to need welding up, and the same down here. I'm not sure, we'll see what Damo reckons, but you can see how bad it is. So they put a bit of boost into it, and being old and brittle, it's just gone poof. Didn't like it. Alrighty, hopefully it looks like an easy fix. We'll get a sort. Alrighty, we've got some bits and pieces here for the VL head. We actually got the VL head. I'm not sure if I've actually shown you this after we took it to Damo. Let me just... So, we've got our MLS head gasket. There it is there. So get it out. There it is. So, we've got the flash head gasket for it. So, it's a... there's the thing, Comptex 1.3. We might lose a little bit of compression ratio by using that head gasket, but it's turbo, so it won't really worry it. In the rest of the gasket kit's in there for everything else. So we've had the head now. I'll put some pictures up. I don't know if I showed the head. I got some pictures there of where the head gasket. Well, here's the head gasket down here. So where was it? There it is there. You can see it was all blown out there and pushing straight into the cylinder, straight into the cooling system. It was there, number 3 as well. Didn't look real flash. So we had a bit of corrosion in the head. So we've had it all welded and machined or decked. Welded around here, there, and number 3 I think it was as well. There's over there, see there's welded there as well, and welded around that one as well. So they've done all that, cleaned it all up. They've serviced the head, the valves and everything. Damo got stuck into the ports. He's ported it all, cleaned all the ports up, give it a port job, get it to flow, and we put a full new set of springs in it as well. Some really good springs to help if we go putting cam and stuff in this later on, which is quite a possibility. The valve springs were right. He said they were right on the limit. They were okay to reuse, but if in the future we wanted to do anything, they were Cactus. And I think they were $250 for a new set of springs, so we said just do them. So that's it. It's all there, ready to go. I've got all the gaskets. I've been cleaning the gasket off the intake manifold. We can start putting it back together. That's about what we're going to start doing now. Alrighty. Got brother to come over and give me a hand, slip the head on. So I've oiled all the threads on the. I've got new bolts. We were going to put studs in it, but he scrimmaged on the price. So we got some really good ARP bolts. So now what I'm going to do is some bit of Mollybond grease around the tops of them. I don't want oil, well I've got oil on them, but oil will just squeeze out. That will stop them from binding up and give you a better torque down, if you know where I'm coming from. They won't bind up and click the torque wrench off. So we'll go along and I'll do that to all of these, and then I can torque it down. Torque down in 3 stages. Started off at 40 Newton meters, then went to 75 Newton meters, and then 97 or 98 Newton meters, or what is it, 71 foot-pound, somewhere around that, I think it was. Yeah, so that's what they recommend to get them down. So all torqued down nice and neat. The studs that I got for the exhaust manifold are just long enough to get a full nut on there, because it's fairly beefy exhaust manifold. But all going along sweet. I'll keep knocking it out. Back together, just filled it up with water. I don't want to put coolant in it yet, because 9 times out of 10, every time you fucking fill it with coolant, it leaks out all over the place. So I'd rather just put water in it, and if I've got a leak I can fix it later. I'll fix it and then put coolant in it later. I've still got to put a clamp on that hose there. We've still got to build a pipe coming off the turbo inlet to bring that up there. Got to weld this bracket on to that pipe there. What else? Oh, I just got to put the cover on the timing belt, which is just on the cart there. That's no worries. I just want to fire it up and make sure it's all good. Alrighty, we'll see if it'll go. I expect the lifters to be pretty rattly. Maybe holding the valves open. Because they would all bled down. A few leaks. Alright, so I've either got no fuel or no spark at this stage. Not sure, I'll have to, well, it's not like it's got fuel. Going to get the coil wire on. Well, bit of investigating. Right, okay. I did find something. It was a very abnormal. You see me wind it over and over and over and over. Right. Don't remember this back in the day when I worked at Holden, but I put this up on top dead centre and put that on number one, which number one is there. And I marked it down there. I don't know, see if you can see it. So I put a black line down there, so that's where number one is. So I lined the distributor, the rotor button up with that line and put it on, would not run. Okay, let me take the cap off. Okay, so cap's off. Now, this is another good reason why when you pull something apart, mark it. See, got a black mark down there, had the timing mark up on top dead center, lines up with that black mark there. And before I pulled the distributor out, if you can see down here, I put a black mark on the distributor and also on the end of the rotor button. Okay, now if you have a bit of a look how far that black mark there on that is away from the black mark on the outside of the distributor, it's a good inch or inch and a half. And I went, what the hell is going on? Couldn't work it out. So what I did was I said, you know what, stuff it. I put it all up on top dead center and I lined it, that rotor button up with the black line that I had around there. And everyone's going to say, oh, you must have had it out of time. Well, look at this. Can you see that on top of the cap there? It says 1. Then it says 5. And all the way around. And it also, if you can see there, it's got a little arrow with the direction of the rotation. So I've lined it up on that black dot, which, when we put this distributor on, I'll get it back on. Okay, distributor's back on. Now you can see number one down there. Put it on that line down there so you can see it. Black line, line up with number one. And we've got it facing about there where the 5 is. Okay, so we're miles off. And there's the rotation of it. Go and hit the key, Trav. Let's show the people. We have had it running. So, watch this. And boom. Running absolutely, well, it's a little bit shit, but mate, it's been ran for two seconds. So, it's probably going to need the lifters to bleed down. I can hear them tapping. But look at that. Fucking Nissan shit. I don't get it. I need to do some research on that. Work out. I'm bamboozled. I cannot. I don't get it. Do not get it. Anyway, it runs. Let's get it all back together. Then we're going to make up. We're going to try and get a 90-degree pipe coming up from the turbo up here, and then we're going to get it into this airbox somehow. So I've already started making a 90-degree. I've got a 90-degree and I've cut it, made it like that. That's 3-inch. The actual airflow meter is only 2.5 inch. So look, it's going to be a little bit a bit of a transition there, but it's not going to worry it. It's only sucking the air through there. So I'll get onto that at some stage or next. But at least I'm happy it's running. What about you? Oh, mate. Anyway, here's what it is. Done the oil and filter in it. Just doing the transmission now. And grab that light. It is very, very ugly, this fucking oil. It is very burnt and black. Now, on these transmissions, if you're ever going to do one, it's pretty basic. That's the filter that you replace. But this bolt here, you got to watch. This bolt here, and I'll tell you why. Use that light, if you can see up. Hang on a sec. Oop. See up. No, sorry, it's this one right here. And up there, there's a nut. Can you see it up there? There's a nut that's up there, so you've got to hold that nut when you undo that bolt. Actually, someone's put a stud in it. It's been changed, this one.
Which nut?
See that? Back when I was doing, back in the day, back in 1989, 90, when I was an apprentice, that was a bolt in there. So to me, this has been a part, and someone's put a bolt through it with a nut on the bottom. They've spun it around, which is pretty smart, actually. I never thought of that, to do that back in the day. So that used to be up the top, and we had a little tool we had where you held that and you undid it. Yep. So just be aware of that, guys. If you are going to change your oil and filter in one of these, that one right there is normally the opposite way around. So this has been apart, the valve body's been out of it, and someone swapped it around. Pretty clever. I wish I had thought of that. Alrighty. So as you saw, we got all the filter and everything off this. Now we're going to adjust our bands. What we'll also do is clean that temperature sensor there. A bit of grime on it. So what we need to do is we need to set our tension wrench at 13 Newton meters, and we need to do this band here up to 13 Newton meters. We'll count them in. It should be, you are right. Wrong size pattern. So it's what you're supposed to do is do that up to 13 Newton meters, and then back it off 3 turns. So what we'll do is we'll loosen off the lock nut. Oh, fuck. Holy shit. Someone's cranked on that. There we go. Loosen that off. Then we get our tension wrench on an 8mm. Hang on, I'm going to get extension. Everyone will say, oh, don't use extensions because it'll change the torque. Oh shit. Righto. Oh, 10mm. Righto, so let's count to see how far out it is. 1, 2, geez, not very far. Oh, it's tighter than it should have been. Alright. Make sure we're not thing. So that's 13 Newton meters, then we've got to go back 3 turns from there. 1, 2, 3. So someone has been in here, adjusted that up. Well, I know someone's been in here because it was different. But they had that tighter than what the specification is. I'm not sure if that would cause a problem or not. But we're setting it up where it's supposed to be. Then I know it's right. Lock that one up. Then we'll we'll clean that temperature sense there. Then we will adjust the overdrive band, which we've got to set that up at 8 Newton meters and back it off 2 turns. So I'll do all that. I'm going to clean that there now. Alrighty. So that's all we've got to do to adjust the bands. That's pretty easy. Let's get a filter back onto it and put it back together, and we'll adjust that band. Rightio guys, going to throw another tip at you. When you're putting your pan back on with these cork gaskets, and this goes with every cork gasket application, rocker covers, anything like that. So you can go along and torque it up to spec if you want. That's an option. I just nip them up like so they're just tight, because torque's not very much on them. I think it's like only 8 or something. But you just go around and nip them up until they're nice and firm, and then leave it. Because what will happen, you don't want to keep going and tighten it, you'll just stuck the cork gasket. So you want to get nice tension, about all of them about the same, and if you want to, you could just torque it up if you want to get it right. But look, I've done it that many times, I've got a feel to it. So just go around and make sure, then leave it. Give it half an hour or an hour or so, because what will happen is the cork gasket will compress and all these will go loose. A lot of people will go around and they'll torque them all up and then leave it. And then it starts leaking. They go, oh, fucking hell, why is it leaking? And then they come back, oh, the bolts have come undone. They haven't come undone. All that happens is the cork gasket compresses and it loosens the tension off the bolts, and they'll go loose and they'll leak, they'll fall out. So give it an hour or so. Even if you're doing what we're doing this overnight, you can leave it, recheck it the next day. You'll find you'll probably get another quarter of a turn, half a turn out of those nuts once that gasket compresses, because they always do. Just a little tip for you. Alrighty, we've got to get stuck into doing this now. Oh yeah, so this one, let's set it up at 8 Newton meters. Righto, we back her off. And we count how many turns we go in. Should go in 2. 1. 1 3/4 it went in. Oh yeah, now we back it off 2. Oh, where did I fucking start at? One, 2, easy as that. They weren't out of adjustment at all. They were a bit tight, if anything. That's it, easy as that. So that's as easy as it is to service the VL RB30 Auto Trans. There also is on the side over here, bring you guys around and have a look.
is the vacuum solenoid there, which has inside, if we pull that off, in there, not sure if I'm going to be able to show you, in here, inside that's a little screw in there. So what, there's fucking oil leaking out. I think that must be rooted. They've got oil leaking out of that, out of this tube, so it must be sucking, so that might need replacing. This bit here may need replacing because they've got oil leaking out of that tube. But you can screw that, you adjust that screw to give you a firmer shift. So what we might do is, when we get it on the road and take it for a drive, we'll feel how it's shifting, and if it's shifting pretty decent, we'll leave it. If we want a firmer shift, we'll come and put it back up and hoist and screw that up. But that may need replacing because it looks like it's leaking oil. Anyway, I'll have to talk to Trav about it. Righto, that's it. I'm going to put it back together and put some oil in it. Okay, I just started doing up just started retensioning these up, and it's been probably half an hour, and already with a half an hour, as you saw before, I tensioned them up, and if you can see now, I'm getting a quarter of a turn out of them. That's just because that cork gasket has relaxed. So that's why. So as I said, just a little tip. It should have relaxed enough now that it shouldn't come loose again. That feels good. Alright, that's why we always got to recheck our cork gasket. Doesn't matter whether it's on a pan gasket on a transmission or a rocker cover gasket or anything like that, or a sump gasket. Alrighty. Alrighty guys, here we are. Got the timing back to 15 degrees. You can see down in there, wherever it is. So what I found why it was so far out in here, because someone must have replaced the crank angle sensor, and they had the plate, the trigger plate around the wrong way. So flipped that around, bang, fired it up, and well, I had to reset the timing all up on top dead centre on number 1, and now it is running perfect. We're at 15 degrees instead of 55 degrees it had before. Fucking heaps. I'm not sure why, but anyway, I'm not sure why they've done that. That's the only thing I can think of. I just took the plate out and I put it in the right way and put it back together and retimed it, and it's good as gold. Beautiful. Alrighty. So we're back on the VL this morning, and we're making up this inlet for the turbo. Now, I didn't make these pipes, but they are very, very nicely welded together. Absolutely sweet, and they're on show because they're on top of the engine. This down there, that ain't on show, that's at the bottom, and that's just dirty old my welding. That's the best I could do. So that's all welded together. I've got in there and grounded all the weld back really nice and neat, in the best I can inside there, and then give it a light buff. But you know what, it's hidden way down in there, you ain't going to see it, and it's going to do what it needs to do. So there it is, that's our intake pipe. I can put that on it, hook it up, and I think we're nearly ready for a drive. Oh, I've got to hook up this boost gauge inside, but I'm still waiting for an elbow, a silicon elbow to go onto this, but looking the goods. It'll do. Yeah, what I thought was this here, that power steering pressure hose pipe is touching
the this pipe just there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to heat it up, and I'm going to give it a bit of clearance. Bash it in there and give us a bit of clearance, just to make it better. Of course, should have done it before. I gave it a bit of a scuff up, but it doesn't matter. We'll heat that up and get it bashed in and see how we go. Right, so we've got a little bit of clearance there from the exhaust. It will heat up from that, but it's got to go through the turbo, which it's going to get hot anyway, and then go back down through the intercooler. And we have, I've just clearanced it there, so we've got a little bit of clearance there as well. And it's just clearing these leads. So we just got to get our elbow now and see if we can make that fit. We may have to move this forward, which I can. We'll probably got room to move it forward a little bit. We'll see how we go. Alrighty, there we are. It's all done. I've welded that tab on there. This is all done up. I actually need a new air filter. This is what it is. We're about to take it for a drive. Take it for a road test. Oh, I've hooked the boost, put the boost gauge in just there. So that's a pretty good spot for it. I had to find that trim. Yeah, had to get a trim out of one of our VLs to do that, but that's all right. And he's missing a trim under there. I do have another one just there. Needs cleaning up the painting, but all right. Let's take it for a drive and see what happens. So what I have noticed is we've got volts, no temp, oil pressure's off the dial, which means it's I think it's open circuited, and no fuel gauge. You put 20 litres in it the other day, so should have enough fuel in it. Taco works. Took a bit to change gears. All that. Whoa! Got a little bit of fucking stink to it, didn't it? No, I'd even give it to her. Oh, that felt alright. Don't know if it's getting on. Temperature gauge not working. Got a little bit. I think we'll go there. It's only on water in it. I've got to cool in it. But no, we'll go for a bit of plastic. Just pause it. We'll go around here. Pull back the first. Ready? Up it. That's it. Jeez, it takes a bit to spool. There she goes. Nearly 10 psi. It got up there. Uh-oh, bit of smoke. What's all the fucking smoke? Uh-oh. Didn't like that, look at the smoke it's blowing. Oh, fuck me. Fuck me. I wonder if it's got too much fucking oil pressure going to the turbo. See, this is the problem when you fucking get a fucking someone else's build. Someone's half done it. You don't know what the fuck's going on, do you? Woo-wee. Alright, we better get it back to the workshop and have a look. That's bad. That's no good. That's not fucking good.
And it's coming in the car now too.
Turn that on.
Found it. Well guys, we just ripped the rocker cover off. We replaced the rocker cover gasket, which wasn't that bad. But anyway, here's what it is. Cleaned it all up. We took it for a road test to stop leaking oil, so we're pretty happy with that. So it fixed the oil leak. All the oil that was running all over the exhaust, nice and clean now. Fixed that, but we have not fixed The smoke issue, have we, Henry?
No, got worse.
Mate, you should see how much smoke's coming out this exhaust. It's a fucking steam train. It's just pouring out. It's like it's got a blown turbo. That's how bad it is. And I don't think it's ever been boosted up, bugger all. That was the first drive because they took it out. From what I understand, they took it for a drive. They wound some boost in it and it blew the head gasket. So I don't know. I don't know whether it's too much oil pressure and it's going past in the turbo. I don't know a lot about turbo, so I'm not 100% sure on it. Or something else. Might pull some plugs and have a look. Fuck knows, Travis. Not fucking good, mate. Not good. I'm in here at Leader with Henry. We've come up with an idea, haven't we, mate?
Yeah.
We are thinking this turbo is pushing too much oil, or the oil pump's pushing too much oil into the turbo. So we are making a restrictor up to go into the banjo bolt, that was about a 5mm hole, 5.4.
4.4-ish.
Yeah. So we are putting a restrictor into the banjo bolt, and we're going to restrict it to 1.3mm, which when I go on and check out, there is an actual adapter you can get from Garrett with a 1.2mm hole in it. So we're going to do this and see if we can fix our smoking problem, because we don't like to smoke. It's not good for your health, is it?
No, no good for you.
So I'm going to try this out and we'll see if it fixes our issue.
The drilling of.
There we go. I didn't film it. We should have filmed it because we used the big fucking CNC machine to do it. Hey, Henry, the best part about doing this was using that.
And you didn't video it.
No. So we'll be able to show you the hole in it though. It is that small. Well, you're probably not going to be able to see it now, are we?
You have to put this in the hole.
Got a hole in it? You see it? You can just see it. There it is, there you are. So we've gone from the outside diameter of that to that size. Let's see what happens. Rightio. There we are. We've got the T-piece back in with the restrictor in that turbo line. Now we'll have to just fire it up and see how it goes. Alright. Cruising up the road. Nothing out the back as of yet, but it didn't do it until it got hot. And the engine's not even hot yet. So, I don't know, see what happens. Alright, bit of smoke coming out. Same as before, but I don't know if that's residue. Don't know if that's residue or what. I don't think it is. I don't think we've fucking fixed it. Doesn't seem to be as bad. It's still a lot of smoke though. See, the exhaust has got hot. I don't know how much oil was in it, in the exhaust. That's the thing. Less. I don't know. When I backed off before, you couldn't see the road. It's still there. Well, it's still got fucking shitload of smoke pouring out of it. It doesn't smell like oil. I don't know. I don't know, guys, I'm fucking bamboozled. Thought that might have fixed it. It doesn't look like it has. Well, guys, I'm a bit bamboozled. I'm not saying it's out of my league, but I just need to do more investigating. I might actually, I just checked the oil levels down. It's definitely oil. I've had to put oil in it, so it's chewing oil up. So it's getting oil in it somehow. I don't believe it's going into the engine because there's no oil on the plugs. There's no sign of oil on any of the plugs. They look beautiful. I really believe that
it's pushing oil straight out of the turbo into the dump pipe. What I might do is pull the exhaust off it and see if I can see any oil running out of it. But that's what it looks like to me. Oh, no, well, don't know. That's what I'm thinking. I'm a little bit lost, to be honest with you. As I said before, I never fitted this turbo kit. I don't know. I do know who fitted it, but I don't know what turbo it is or what or how they've done it. Whether it was brand new, second hand, I've got no idea. But at this stage, I'm a little bit lost. I've done my bit. All I had to do was repair the head gasket. That's fixed. It's running sweet. It just, every time you back off, it's blowing a heap of smoke. It seems to be alright when you give it to her. Maybe it's fucked the seal, baby. I don't know. Too much oil pressure and it's fucked the seal. It should only have 40 pounds at 6,000 RPM at the turbo. That's why we had to put a restrictor in it. And when they fitted it, they haven't fitted a restrictor to it. Have they stuffed the seal by putting too much oil pressure to it? I don't know. I just don't know, guys. Keep looking. Alright, I've pulled the dump pipe off it. And it looks pretty dry up there, but it's wet down there. So I'm wondering if it's not just residue in the exhaust. We'll see, I suppose. Do it now. There it comes. Fucking didn't take long, did it? It's nowhere near as bad. Nah, there it goes. Look at it. Okay, something's fucking majorly wrong. Look at that. Oh well. It's not just in the exhaust. There's the plugs out of it. It's a little bit rich. I'm not worried about that, but there doesn't look any signs of any oil deposits. With the amount of oil that's coming out of that exhaust, I'd expect the plugs to be wet with oil. They look fine to me. Oop, nearly dropped it. I don't know.
Righty.
Just looking up there, and I can definitely see a fair bit of oil up there. And I reckon that's what it is, pushing out of that turbo. Well, it's definitely got to be in some. It's not from the engine, it's from the turbo. Anyway, I'll see what we do from here. Alrighty guys, VL turbo head gasket replacement. I'm a bit lost. I've got to do a heap of investigating. Look into it further. But I'm going to pull it on this video, guys, because it is Tuesday afternoon. Got to get this up tonight for you. I don't know. I'm stumped. I'll do my best to work it out, what's going on. The engine seems to be good. Doesn't seem to be any blow-by coming from the engine, so I think it's got a reasonable ring seal. Like I said, all the plugs look really nice. Doesn't look like they're burning oil. Only thing I can think of is because that turbo wasn't restricted, the oil flow wasn't restricted, has it stuffed the seal in the turbo, and now it's just going to keep leaking. That's the only thing I can think of. But I might need to get some help from a couple of the guys. I might ring Scotty and have a chat to him at Kappa and Domo, see what they're thinking. If there's any turbo experts out there who's got any ideas,
jump on the comments and let me know. I'm a little bit lost. But you know what? I took this job on as a favour for a mate because he needed the head gasket done. I've done my bit to the best of my ability. That bit seems to be really, really good. It's just this other bit. Alrighty.